This is an Evergreen Media Network production. And now, it's time to put you on the spot with EGM.
Hello and welcome to On the Spot with EGM. I'm Jesse Krisky. You know, about once every generation or so, there comes along a small group of talented musicians that really revolutionize music. And that's what we're talking about today. It's the $1 Million Quartet, and they're playing at the Riverside Theater. And joining us today, a couple of the cast members of $1 Million Quartet, Lucy Rhoades, who plays Diane. Hi, Lucy. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Very good. Very good. And also Joel Ripka, who plays Sam Phillips. Hi, Joel.
Hi. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Awesome. Great to have you here. $1 Million Quartet. It's an amazing show, and it features four musicians who really revolutionize rock and roll. Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash. Can you tell us a little bit about the story without giving away any of the spoilers?
Yeah.
Go for it. You want to start? Or you want me to?
Well, you play the man of the hour, so I just play Elvis Presley. So I'll let you take it away.
The man of 90 minutes or 120 minutes. Yeah. So this is the story of one night. So the play takes place on December 4th, 1956, when the Sun Records owner, Sam Phillips, the character I play, basically has a reunion with four of these iconic rock and roll stars. And the night proceeds with a lot of amazing music. They're all singing together and playing together as if they're one band. And it just becomes this amazing night of rock and roll history. And the play, go ahead.
It's a real event that happened, a real impromptu jam session that happened at Sun Studio in 1956.
That's awesome. Yeah. So this is a real event that really happened in the 50s. These four iconic musical legends got together in one room, along with Sam Phillips, the owner of Sun Records.
Yeah, he's the owner and producer of the music. He was kind of this guy was a maverick in so many ways. He had this vision of this new kind of music that kind of originated from the jazz and blues sounds of the time. And he really wanted to make that sound more mainstream, and it really was the birth of rock and roll. He basically built this studio out of an auto parts shop. Hung in the play, he says he hung every piece of tile and wired everything so that everything would sound just the way he wanted it, and essentially created the careers of all four of these guys. He gave them their start. He shaped their sound or helped them to find their own identity in the music. And, you know, a lot of people thought rock and roll was just going to be a fad that passed over, and it basically bloomed into this new kind of amazing revolutionary sound.
It really did. Really changed the face of music and our culture here in America.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
And so, Lucy, you play Diane. Now, tell us a bit about Diane, please.
Yeah, so Diane is based off of a real woman who was actually there at the recording session on that famous night. There's a famous photograph of the four musicians crowded around a piano. But if you zoom out of the photograph that everyone knows so well, there is actually a woman there sitting on the piano, and she always gets cropped out, but she was actually there. So my character, Diane, is based off of her. Her real name was Marilyn Evans. We didn't find that out until after the show was already running on Broadway. So we have Diane here, but she is Elvis's girlfriend at the time. So she walks into this iconic recording studio and really holds her own in a room full of music legends and rising stars and established stars. And it's really fun to dig into a character who's navigating such an important space like that in the year 1956. I'm the only woman in the whole show. So it's just me and a bunch of boys. But it really is a nuanced experience for Diane and for me as an actor, and it's really fun to dig into.
That's great. And Diane, the person it's really based on, was a Las Vegas dancer, right?
Absolutely. Yes, and as a dancer myself, it's really fun to play homage to that. But yeah, no, Diane gets to sing and dance and play instruments, so I'm really, really having a blast.
And that's what I really love about this show, $1 Million Quartet, is this is live music. You all are playing the actual instruments. You all are really singing. You're not relying on pre-recorded stuff here. This is on stage live as it happens.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And these musicians in this, I mean, each one of the characters, Johnny, Elvis, Carl, and Jerry Lee, they're brilliant. Some of them are multi-instrumentalists. They can just play and hear, and they all play together as one band, which is pretty amazing. On top of that, being phenomenal actors and really amazing humans. So it's just a blast. We're just having a blast.
That's great. It's an amazing show. You will not want to miss it. You'll be clapping your hands and singing along with the songs. $1 Million Quartet, October 24th through November 12th at riversidetheater.com. And that's where you can get your tickets. So, Joel, you are playing Sam Phillips, a very ambitious man.
This guy,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No. He's pretty amazing. I've fallen in love with him. Maybe like any man or any person with that kind of ambition and that kind of vision, it comes with a lot of balance of positive and negative. But one of the things that I think I really loved about the character was that I think he really cares deeply about the guys that he brought into that he essentially helped build and create. And not only when you come to the show, you'll hear this amazing iconic music that will just bring you back and make you feel the feelings that that were so amazing when you first heard that music. But you'll also get this really fascinating story about the relationships that they had with each other, or a dramatization, obviously, or an imagining of what those might have been like, and the relationship that Sam at Sun had with each of the artists, and how different and nuanced they were, and how deep they were. And it's a really fun role to explore.
That's awesome. And being an ambitious guy yourself, I mean, you've been on off-Broadway productions of Behind the Sheet. You've been in Hamlet, King Lear. What does $1 Million Quartet offer for you that like a Shakespeare play doesn't?
Well, it's interesting. I hadn't done a lot of musical. I play music myself and I sing a little bit, but I've not been a musical theater actor. I think it was just all happenstance that I started to find myself in roles that were in plays. And so it's been, like 2 or 3 decades, and I'm finally sort of doing a musical in a way that feels really wonderful. And there's a different skill set about it that's great. But also, I discovered that the book, or the lines and the script is just as filled as it would be in any other kind of play. That there's a really great story to explore, and he's a really interesting character to build and find, and the nuance of his emotional journey. And he has a real arc. All the guys and Lucy, they have a real journey through this play, and I think it's just as special as any other sort of dramatic piece. It really has a lot of great things in it. So you get so much in the show. You do get a lot. You get a lot of the music and a lot of the story. Mm-hmm. And so, Lucy, to you, do you see yourself in your character, Diane?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's very interesting because here I am in real life coming into a space with a lot of these boys who have played these roles before and have mastered them so beautifully. Here I am coming in as the only woman into this space of very, very talented people. And Diane is experiencing the same thing, and she's ambitious. She's calculated and cool and sexy, and she just can really hold her own, and she's really smart and can navigate this space like a pro. So I admire Diane a whole lot. But I like to think I can walk into a space like Diane and also hold my own and have a good time doing it.
I think so. And I think you're going to have a good time at Riverside Theater, October 24th through November 12th. Get your tickets at riversidetheater.com. It's the start of the brand new season, and you're just going to love the $1 Million Quartet coming soon, and October 24th through November 12th. What else can we say about Riverside Theater $1 Million Quartet? I mean, it's just going to be an amazing show, live music. And so what's next for you, Lucy? What's going on after $1 Million Theater is over on November 12th? What is next on your sheet?
All right, we'll zoom in here.
All right.
I will be making my valiant return to New York City after November 12th. Save the date. I will be unemployed. So if anyone's putting on a play, I sing, I dance, I tap dance, and I act. So do with that what you will, everyone.
Very good. All right. Go to lucyrhoades.com. And if you're listening, that's LucyRhoades.com. All right. And Joel, what's next for you after this production?
You know, it's same. I'm going back to New York, and I'm going to continue to work in pieces and find plays that are in musicals now, possibly, that will tell brilliant stories. And I do just want to say one more thing about this play that didn't get a chance to say, that I really want to sort of acknowledge our amazing director, Greg, who has really found a way to highlight the music and also weave all of us and Lucy in a really integral way in this story about how all this drama happens in the night. And I think that hasn't yet been said, and I think that he's really doing an amazing job on how this piece is coming together. So I completely
agree. I just want to bounce right off of that.
Yeah.
Greg keeps referring to the story of $1 Million Quartet as the story of a family.
Yeah.
And their inner workings, and it really does have the feeling of a family drama. And I gotta say, the cast also is already feeling like a family. And you know what? That's what I'll be doing after this. We'll still be hanging out in New York City. It's really cool working jobs like this in other cities and getting to know a group of people so closely, so quickly. We're working on something like this.
Yeah. That's awesome. Very good.
It's a great group.
All right. Riverside Theater's $1 Million Quartet. It's about Elvis. It's about Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, all coming together for one night in the 50s. And it's playing at Riverside Theater October 24th through November 12th. Get your tickets. $1 Million Quartet. All right. Thank you, Lucy Rhoades. Thank you, Joel Ripka, for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you at the show. We'll see you at Riverside Theater. Until then, take care.